Good evening, everyone. So we'll call the Public Committee of the Whole Public Works meeting to order. And moved by Margaret Fancy and seconded by Richard Marcoux. The council approved the agenda. All in favor? Carries. And give it a call and to go through his report.
All right, the roads. We started out roadside mowing again for our second round, and then we decided to stop because just in case, because of the fire ban, everything was pretty dry. So we stopped. We just commenced our last week. Roadside brushing's ongoing. If you're up Junetown, James did a pretty good job brushing it all out, brushing it back. So it looks really good if you take a drive down it. Thanks for answering your text.
Colin did mention about the Junetown. He said, you should drive down there, and I said, I'll wait till next month.
Yeah, he texted me for what? Okay. Tormac came back to remove the rest of the big hangers and the dangerous trees from the storm. The Catholic Church Road, they tidied that up, so that's the last invoice received from the storm. So, and then we had a contractor come in and grind up the brush.
So speaking of that, that's the last piece of the storm, the last invoice.
Yeah, and I'm waiting for one more from the grindings on Friday.
You two attended that webinar?
Yes.
For the grant?
We have all the, and we even have a video evidence on YouTube of interviewing Global News, you and a member of the public. So
Okay,
that's
you probably don't need that.
That's what they said. The more videos and pictures. So we have video evidence.
I went online and found some disaster relief opportunities, federal money. So we should hopefully
yeah.
We're entitled to up to 90% of our cost back.
Yeah, something. It was 95 or
Yep, up
75
to 75
or
75 or 95 or what?
Yeah.
75 or
Yeah.
95. Okay.
So
And we got a big chunk of cash into this
hopefully, yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get back.
We did try to keep the cost minimal too as well. So
yeah,
we
sure.
got some different pricing. So
Hopefully it works.
hopefully, yeah, knock on wood. Our road signage, we've been upgrading our road signs, and then recently had to replace Devil's Door, Purvis, the corner of Devil's Door and Canetown were all stolen.
You know that when Bill Patterson was here, we did a survey, and every university student from this area has a Devil's Door road sign in their dorm.
Well, I think when I first started, my first week, I think the guys had to go out and replace Devil's Door. So why don't we just start advertising? We'll just make them up for $10. It's like just put $10 on them, and because it costs more money than. We had to repair Lake Street and Henry Side Road stop sign, replace Purvis Street and Checkerboard signs. They were stolen as well. I mentioned it to a local officer as well, just to keep his eyes out, and then maybe the next time we'll start an incident report. So, Tackerberry's road work, as per budget item, Miller Drive, Parallel, and Park Lane. We're all complete. And
do we keep losing the same Devil's Door road sign?
no, we even use the new tamper-proof screws.
Right,
like
I'm just
need,
wondering maybe if we'd set up a deer cam
or something.
somewhere on an angle so you can see,
Yeah, it's.
and just put video.
Or why don't we just put "come to the shop and we'll make you a new one"? Please do not touch.
But I mean, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
If we put a notice up, you're being videoed.
Yeah.
That might eliminate us losing signs, and put up a deer cam somewhere where they can't see it.
It's. Yeah. Well, like we installed the new trail markers too, and it's. So I mean they can, anyways. Yeah, all the driveways were tied in. Tackaberry's told us to wait a week before we tied everything in to stay off with the heavy equipment. So we tied them in and topped them up. Remembrance Road signage was made up by us and then installed by the counties as email from Jen started that way back. So that's done. So our rainy days in the shop's been ongoing. Well, there was a couple rainy days there where we and cleaned the yard up too. That was right before the village fair, so we tried to keep it tidied up before the fair. The counties too, as requested, along the curbside there, the truck route, Highway 2 and the 5 where that corner was topped up with topsoil and grass seed, as requested. So
And someone has driven through it already.
I seen that this morning. Yeah.
Don't ask me, you see the mark, it must have come in the parking lot. And
Yeah.
go right into the
Brand new.
fresh dirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it possible to put a longer timer on your light in the washroom?
Which one, the inside or the outside?
Inside.
Okay, I'll take a look at
I
that.
was using it at the summer fair,
Yep.
and I got caught in the dark.
The information one? The information?
No, no, your.
Oh, the shop.
Your washroom
Oh, the shop.
light goes off in the middle of a very important event.
Oh, okay.
Just sounds like a personal.
Okay.
I was just wondering if you could have the light.
Now I know. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a handicap thing, right?
Yeah. Anyways, no pun intended. Sorry, Richard. Sorry, Richard. Now I know what you're talking about. I've got caught a few times there, so
Yeah,
I know what you mean now.
so just maybe make it a little bit longer.
Long, okay, for the stretch run. Okay. Facilities. Just our weekly stuff. The Coach House Information Center got all that pumped out before the village fair. We gather up all the hazard materials from the library here, the Coach House, and drop them off at the county garage before for their hazardous materials day. Replace Remember flag, replace the Tony Call village flag before the village fair. The village fair, we had set up lists and cleanup. I removed the village fair signs. Municipal office annual maintenance load test of the generator was completed. Last week we did the community center. We had to dig the parking lot up and pump the community center septic out. It's only a 600 gallon tank, so we got to keep an eye on that. That's every 2 years exactly. So landfill, Melrose in for sampling, compacting as usual. We had tires picked up. I had a request just for a new signage beside the, I put a small signage about the village, or violence and harassment against workers in the, beside the, beside the building as you come into the landfill as well. So there's already one at the gate. There's one approaching. Yeah, now there's one right beside me, so there's three. So,
The landfill site, I understand that there was a visit from the Ministry of Environment.
no, we had actually I have request. It was a photo. They were running the lines along the pipeline and took a picture of the compactor was parked right beside the pipeline, so we had to remove it just in case of spark, or they did something like they parked it right beside within, it was like 10 feet of the pipeline. So no, the Tomlinson one parks it right at the edge of the entranceway to go up to the hill, so they requested us to move it down farther, so it's at the back now, so he can just drive up the back of the hill. That's
I was just interested
so
in the report.
no, Melrose did their water sampling, so they usually submit us a report or whatever, so. No, it was just, it's kinda neat, he took a picture of it and sent it to me, and I was like, so.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, again, to the, back to the storm cleanup, so there was a extra ton of wood chips done for cleaning up the mess. So we were talking with a potential developer the week before, and he said, where do you get your wood chips? And I said, well, we've got this cleanup going on. So he bought, we're talking number 7 there. So this contractor bought over $500 worth of wood chips from us.
Just, we had to bill them something, so, for our time and,
Yeah, we had to,
Yeah.
for putting the time in. So Colin did some research, and we found an average price per half-ton truckload, and we lowered it by a wee bit and come out to $500 that we didn't have before. Yeah,
yeah, it's, but we keep using the wood chips for compacting, so.
yeah, for cover
there's-
material, but we had an overabundant amount from the storm, so.
Yeah, and now there's lots of room there now, so.
So they probably, in a few months, they'll come back and want some more next spring maybe. Anyway,
Yeah. The rec park, we weekly inspect the trail. We installed the new Oak Ridge Trail sign, so it's all done. We repaired a bleacher before the soccer tournament. That was in August. Garbage cans and porta potties were pumped out before the tournament. We've had a few park rentals too of August, so baseball and stuff like that. So
but it's important to note also, if anybody's watching, that the new trail's been vandalized already, and it hasn't been open a month.
yeah, so keep an eye on it.
Yep.
So it's everywhere.
It is.
But we might have to figure out a way of anchoring the benches
Yeah.
down, so they
Yeah,
don't
that's
disappear.
once, yeah. But if, yeah. The action plan for the blue boxes. Margaret and I had a meeting with the representative a couple weeks ago with some questions that didn't get answered. Last Friday, I actually emailed the same questions to the representative's boss, and she said we'll have some answers shortly. I forwarded the email to Margaret just to see. So it's been
How we don't have the answers.
yeah, it's been a month. It's been a
been a
month, at least a
journey.
month for
Yeah.
so
Just again, and I think we've mentioned this before, but we are supposed to be signing a contract in October, but the monthly allocation that's being offered to us is half of what we were getting for the pilot year. So our advice would be we don't sign it until we have
Proper.
we don't have an explanation, and even at that, I think we need to have fair compensation for what we're doing.
And that's-
I think we probably need to have this kind of as a standing update, because we are now in September and we still aren't getting answers. So as Colin said, he's gone to the supervisor for some direction there, but I just shake my head every time we have one of these meetings, because this is it's not just us, it's a provincial initiative, and even the language they use, there are too many maybes and should be's and not musts and coulds and will be's. You know, I worry a lot about that, and we still don't have a very clear answer on our commercial our businesses at the landfill. So we'll have to, I think initially, and mentioned to Colin, we need an inventory of what businesses will actually be using the landfill and what that definition is going to look like in a rural community. And I thought, having sat through several webinars where this was supposed to be the topic, and it's still as clear as mud, yeah.
So
yeah.
if we have to, we'll have to contact the MPP's office and have him connect us with the powers to be in the Ministry of Environment.
Yeah, and I cannot believe would be alone in any of this. I mean, I know because of the size of different communities, they have different, prominent issues, like small businesses for some communities are the issue because, especially if you're running a small business in a small urban community and the funds just aren't there, right? So,
Sorry to interrupt, but if you give me a small summary of, 3 sentences or less, I could ask the question at the county council, what other municipalities in Leeds Grenville will have the same problems. I can imagine everybody is.
Just ask them what's their status of the new Blue Box
But you
program.
give me something okay, it's a county council meeting at the end of the month.
yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
We're living it day by day.
I know you're right on it, but it's just that maybe we can turn up the heat a little bit.
Yeah, that would be great.
The representative that we've been dealing with sent the new contract, and he didn't realize he actually sent the contract.
Oh, boy.
So
How many
it's
contacts this has been? Fourth one?
this is number 5.
Circular materials takes on a whole new meaning when you start talking about staff, because it really does feel like they're circling in and out.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the fire safety plan. Was postponed in August for the landfill, and then
So August the 18th, 19th was the AMO conference in Ottawa. And I spoke to our dear friend, Dan Salvador from CN,
How'd that
about the same as it has the last 5 years.
it's a 5-year.
So there was another, it was interesting because there was another mayor from another area in southwestern Ontario. And he was complaining to Dan about the same issues that we are, not about the issue, but not about the whistle, so to speak, but just getting some contact, some information from CN and them not calling back. So Dan says, well, you're supposed to contact me. I said, Dan, you've been CC'd on every single message that we've sent for the last 6 years, and it's gone nowhere. So, anyway, it's still nowhere.
from Steve Clark? Doesn't answer.
I said that, Michael Barrett, actually, his office checked and no answer. No, I said, you're even ignoring our MP.
We even set aside money for the sidewalks too. For,
Oh, no, that's the difference. That's,
right?
that's,
Like that's,
that's,
you know what
that's
I mean?
going
Like,
ahead.
but that's sort of ongoing. Stay tuned. Ongoing.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Anything else? It's good. You got your
That's-
to-do list there for, all
That's for you. Yeah. Tomorrow. Yeah.
right. Good stuff. Any other questions for Colin? No?
I just wondered,
Yeah.
Roger, if we might want to discuss the ballpark rental, the 10-1, the use of the diamond while Colin is here to get his input in on that.
Did you hear about that?
Charity.
Someone's doing a charity thing in October, and they want to use the ballpark for free, but
Sure. Yeah. We can talk about it. Sure. Wanna do that?
we're amending the,
Well, because
Agenda.
I just want to know how much our guys do after a ball tournament to.
it's a cleanup, that's probably the interest, but the garbage and stuff, what do you,
Usually, yeah, we usually check the garbage cans and stuff, but most of the time the garbage is in the cans, so it's just a regular,
pick up 3 or
Just
4
we-
bags of garbage?
yeah, it's a regular.
Okay.
Every Monday we check the garbages and do the garbage, right, so it's just a regular routine, so.
All right, they want to do a thing for the food bank.
So it's
Oh,
not,
yeah?
it's not gonna cost any
No.
great grief on you guys?
No, for
Okay.
sure, yeah.
So we can,
And the bases, and I put a rake, bases, chalker, liner, it's all in that little shed at the,
well, and the lady who's running it is the person who runs ball for the kids in the village. so-
oh yeah, okay, perfect,
She
yeah.
she knows the drill. Okay.
Yeah, and there's no one is getting, just the second email was the only money that will be paid back to anyone will be to reimburse whoever ends up purchasing the food for the barbecue. So it's basically just at cost. All barbecue proceeds will go to the food bank, less the cost of the actual food. There'll be a gift basket raffle, et cetera, et cetera. So there's no, you know, nobody's gaining a penny,
no-
really.
no
It's all
prize.
going to the food bank. It's a fundraiser. Yeah, yeah. And
No-
I think
no-
when
No
we,
prize money?
pardon?
No prize money?
There's a 50/50 draw. I don't think so. And then there's a table where people can make actual donations. I think it's a great thing.
Okay.
And I know when we talked about this policy, we said it would be kind of a work in progress, and we might want to add something to reflect charitable events so that we don't have to bring every one of them to council. It can be made at the decisions at the staff level, so.
I've
Yeah.
actually proposed, it is on the agenda
Yeah,
for later, but
yeah.
I did propose in the contract just to add to that 1A where it speaks to the costs, just to have a little blurb that says, in the case of a charity tournament where no profit will be gained, deposits are required, but rental charges are waived. Something like that. Yeah.
Again, it is a work in progress. You're always going to come up with something that we haven't thought of initially, right? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, nothing else, then moved by Carson Massey, and second by Gail Williams. The committee as a whole recommend that council receive the report 14-25. All in favor? Carries. You're off the hook, thank you.
Okay.
Take the rest of the day off.
Anything else to say?
I don't think so. We're having a,
Okay.
yeah, there's an automated speed enforcement presentation at 7 o'clock, but
You need me to stay for that?
no,
or-
no, you're,
Are you sure?
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
When we know more about it, we'll fill you in because you'll be heavily involved with the cameras and stuff.
Plow trucks will be getting ticketed.
No.
That was the big.
So moved by Margaret Fancy, second by Richard Marcoux, that this meeting be adjourned. All in favor? Carries.